Hello and welcome to my picture-in-picture video commentary for Series 1, first episode of Series 1 for Limmy Show.
Welcome to Limmy Show.
So let's get started. What can I tell you? What interesting things can I tell you about my series? This sketch is called Double Take, and it's about me looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. This face, you might be wondering, like, what's this face about? I've got it on the cover of the DVD. What's this? What's that face all about? I'm not sure where it comes from exactly, but I think I've been trying to think about it before I came in to do the commentary. Where can I trace this face back to? And I think it comes from when I was wee. I saw Superman 2. You know, the one with the three villains, Zod, General Zod, and Ursa and Non. The guy can't speak. And there's a bit they're in Metropolis, I think it's called. And there's a bit they're blowing everybody. Zod goes like that. Why don't you blow them a kiss? And they blow down the street and they blow everybody away. And Non, the big guy that doesn't speak, his face is like this when he's blowing. And I think I must have thought that was funny, and it stuck in my mind, and it came out in this about 20 years later.
Hey, shut!
Glasgow Tower shut there, the joke is. The Glasgow Tower shite. They made this tower that's like kinda tall. It's not very tall, it's kinda tall, and it breaks all the time, and then they have to start it again, and it breaks all the time, and that's the idea about that. It's a wee Glasgow joke.
I just want to look my best. So I headed round to that for
Jacqueline McCafferty, the ex-junkie woman with a chip in her shoulder. Where did I get the idea? Where's Jacqueline come from? Well, it comes from, I was in LA, I was travelling about 2005, 2006, travelling about my girlfriend Lynn, and we're in LA in this kind of outdoor sort of shopping centre or shopping place. There's a wee garden and all that, there's a wee stream and had a band playing and all that, and all these people were dancing about, like families and that, right? And one of them was this blonde woman, and she was dancing about with a wee daughter, like a wee 8-year-old daughter. And she kind of looked alright for the back, dead glamorous, just like Jacqueline here, but see when she turned around, her face was like haggard, you know, like Don't Look Now. You know that film, Don't Look Now? That's kind of ruining the ending of Don't Look Now, but it turns around like all kind of wrinkly and done in. And she was looking at everybody, she was dancing with her wee daughter and then kind of looking about to everybody as if to say, look at me, see, I'm a good ma. I'm a good ma. Look, I'm playing with my daughter. I'm a good ma. And I just got this idea of this woman's been through the mill. She's rough. She's been up to stuff. She's maybe an alkie or a junkie, but she's sorted herself out now. She's got her daughter back, and she's looking about just to make sure nobody's looking down her fucking nose at her. So that's where I got the idea for her fae. Interesting thing about this is, see when we filmed this, see just across the road there, just to the left. That's down the Clyde side. Next to the suspension bridge, there was some kind of fight between like alkies or junkies, and covered in blood and all that, and an ambulance came and everything while we were filming. We were going to point the camera towards it, but we just thought I want to be able to use it. This dance here, this is, some of you are maybe too young to know this, but that was big. 1988, that dancing there, that was big. That shuffling the feet thing, Technotronic, pump up the jam and that, it was huge. I can't do it. Introducing Raymond Mearns in the middle, Tom Brogan on the right there. That was Debbie Welsh in the previous one behind the counter.
What time's she getting here? She should be here in a minute. Cool. I'm looking forward to meeting her. Do you know...
This sketch here, I love the Twilight Zone, the old black and white ones, the Rod Serling ones, and this is one of these sketches sort of based on it. I love these wee sketches or wee stories where somebody doesn't get something, or something's changed, or something is insane, something's like, you know, kind of double take to something like where's your pal John nowadays? Your pal John no coming out? A pal John? Who's that? Your John the other day, I don't know who you're talking about. When somebody just vanishes or somebody just changes. It's that kind of thing, in fact. So there you go. I think it's my bud, this an old guy. That's the joke there.
Hiya. This is Kevin.
I think his name's Wally. I'm not sure it's Willie or Billy or William. He's in everything, him. He was in my show. He was in like an all Scottish comedy show and an all Scottish comedy show. See him? It's like, you ever watch like Neighbours or any Australian stuff? You get Neighbours and you get Prisoner Cell Block H, and you just see them all in everything because it's such a tiny wee country. There's hardly any people going to be. He's in everything. He's in everything. Him.
You're watching Adventure Call. My name is
It's Falconhoof.
And I will be your guide on
Your guide on your quest. I got the voice for this for, I don't know if you can tell, Robert Carlyle and John Hannah. John Hannah!
Greetings, Mary. Let us begin.
John Hannah! You know more Crowded House songs than you think you do, John Hannah.
On the floor.
And Robert Carlyle. And Adventure Call's based on all these old, old text-based adventure games. Some of the young folk, if you're quite young, you won't know any of that, but in the 80s, text-based adventure games on the computers like Go Left, Get Key, Enter Door, all this sort of rubbish. And it only took like a wee verb and a noun, like get key. If you did put key in door, it says, I'm sorry, I do not understand. It kind of annoying like Falconhoof, so Falconhoof sort of comes for that, a wee bit of Raven, that programme Raven, a bit of Nightmare as well, 80s programme as well, one of these, these kind of dressed up in a sort of bear suit thing or whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but
What can I do? I do not possess the powers.
so it's based on that, and people have said to us, that's actually a really good idea for a show, like you should actually, you'd rake it in, they've said to us, you'd rake it in if you made that into a real show. And
Would you like me to pass you?
I kind of dismiss it and I go like, aye, that would be funny. And I'm like,
Well,
I actually could rake it in. I'd be like a billionaire by the time this time next year if I started that.
you're awake.
Because I was thinking, see that number there? See that number up the top left?
On the floor.
0909. See, I wanted to put a phone number in so it looks like a real phone-in thing. But you can't just stick any number up because obviously you try and just stick a random number up, it will actually be a real number. And somebody will just get pestered with all these phone calls going like, ah, right, Falconhoof, leave me alone. So you actually have to get somebody to make it. There's a kind of list of numbers that don't actually do anything. But I could have swapped that number in the edit at the last minute for a special actual kind of, one of the 0898, no, it's not 0898 numbers anymore, but I could have swapped it for that in the last minute, no told anybody, nobody would have noticed it. And people would have phoned that and I'd just feel like that. Quid, everybody watching, pound, we loaded.
There's a couple.
By the time I got found, I'd be off, man.
It's James.
Be away to Rio.
Practically broke his jaw. Long time ago, mind, but still.
This one's called Strange Bedfellows. And it is about like in Facebook, when you see your friends list, you add people maybe for school, and then you see that they are friends with somebody like you used to work with, and you're like, what?
Strange bedfellows. Who, me?
Strange Bedfellows. There's a Columbo episode called Columbo, Strange Bedfellows.
Strange.
And see whenever it comes on the telly, people on Facebook or whatever tell me.
Well, it means
Like the thing is, I know because I love Columbo and I know when Columbo's coming on, like a year in advance. But people go, you check out, it says,
gonna stop using that phrase.
Strange Bedfellows.
Since when have
And
I
then another person says, there's a Columbo on right now called Strange Bedfellows.
first time for everything?
And then somebody will email me, there's a Columbo on right now called Strange Bedfellows. And then somebody will text us going like, there's a Columbo on right now called Strange Bedfellows. And then somebody will phone us and say, do you know there's a Columbo on right now called Strange Bedfellows? And every time I have to go like, is there? I'm going to go check it out. You're joking. I know what one it is. It's with a guy out of Cheers, the big fat guy. It's not actually a good one. I think it's an 80s one. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
So there I was, stoning in the playground. Nae sweeties.
Wee Gary.
But
That tie there is the school tie
fellow pupils have
for my old primary school, Canmodrick Primary.
sweetie.
Kind of silver with a pink stripe through it. And I think the school's wrecked now, nobody goes to it anymore. It's wrecked, smashed in, burnt and everything. So
All I did was I clasped my
so this is me immortalising Canmodrick Primary.
Eventually, my first catch of the day turned up.
You hear that voice?
Jamesy Black.
Jamesy Black!
I was like, what have you got there,
What have you got there, Gary? I had a pal who talked like that.
Your business,
I won't name him, right?
please.
But I had a pal in primary school who talked like that, and then in secondary school he talked like that. And see, I think I saw him last time I saw him was about 10 years ago.
I've got.
He still talks like that. Guys in his 30s.
James, he goes,
Cause it's deeper, but it's like,
I go,
alright, Brian, how's it going?
an opportunity.
Used to be like that. Alright, kind of sings. And he's a wee bit off his nut.
Oh, you need to
As in, I've taken the piss at him before. I think he's taken the piss at me, and I've went like, oh, shut up. Like, I've went like that, and he chucked half a building brick from my face once. I don't know if it was causing it, but that's the sort of guy you don't want to be taking the piss at. He chucked half a building brick from my face. It was in Darnley, place in Glasgow. I said something to annoy him, maybe the voice, and he just went like that, full force, half a building brick, chucked it from my face, and I ducked.
Oh, nobody's phone for a
I was like, you're a psycho. You're a psycho.
Lion, rat, bastards. I was like, alright, no bother, see.
There's a bit coming up here.
And I went right up to Big Ramy, the school.
The pole crusher.
Ramy.
This was real in my primary school, this pole crusher thing. There was a pole that was just at a doorway at the outside of the, the playground.
James with his legs.
They would do just that there.
Pole into the pole.
They would pick people up and they would run them into the pole, or they would just hold them at the pole and go, "Rah! Heave!" and just crush your balls, lad, heave! And they would do it to anybody. They grabbed me once. It was like all the ones, see if you're like primary 1 or primary 2, primary 3, the primary 6s and 7s, they would grab you and do it. And it was horrible. They would just go about like sharks, go get him! And they grabbed me once. I just started greeting, no because I was genuinely greeting, but to get them to kind of go, like, as if I got something up with, like, no. And they dropped us. So I never actually got the pole crusher, but I seen it before, and it was horrific, a horrific humiliation. But there's a few people nowadays that can't have wains because of that pole. In Calmodrick Primary. I actually went to check out Calmodrick Primary School a few months ago just to check out, take wee photos in my old school and everything, and I kind of went into the playground, had a wee look about, and I went, I'm going to take a wee photo of that pole that had the pole crusher that's been taken away. So somebody has got that pole, or that pole's lying somewhere, and many a set of boys has been crushed against that pole.
Everything's half price today.
This is based on a guy that actually, he recognised me from my website, I think, that I bumped into in some supermarket, big supermarket, and I walked down one aisle and I was holding a big 12-pack of bog roll, right, and he's like, he said, alright Lemmy, how's it going? I know you for the website. I was like, alright mate. So, and he's with his bird, and he walked down the aisle away, and I was like, see you later. And then I walked down another aisle, and he was walking up, and I was like, alright, he's like, alright. And his bird was laughing like at him and me going, I used it in embarrassment. And then I think it happened a third time. Walked down again another aisle, there's me with all my bog rolls, if I need this much bog roll to fucking White Mars, because I do about 100 shites a day or something upwards. 12 bog rolls, and this is what it's based on. It's based on bumping into that guy, and I saw him since. He's a chef somewhere in Glasgow, and I saw him. I was like, all right, did you see the show, the thing? I've kind of based it. He says, aye, I seen it. Aye, you're a douchebag. That's what he called us, and that's a guy from Glasgow, right? He says, no, he never said douchebag. He said douche. He says, aye, you douche. He said it loud because we're part of the company. He went, aye, you douche. I said, what? Did you see it? He says, aye, did you douche? And I'm not sure if he did say douche. I think he did. But it did make me think that if I humiliated him or something, does he think I did it to take a piss at him?
What has got into you, mate?
Anyway.
Just wait till you hear it.
This song, this one's called Manhattan Skyline, and this is based on, I got the idea for this
What is that?
simply for hearing the single, because you know how like Bros did it
That's bollocks.
in the 80s and Aha did it, this kind of boy band or pleasant sounding wee teeny band, and they try and get a bit rocky later. You know, as if see, so you're getting your usual stuff. I just pictured people going like that. Goodbye anyway, man.
Is that a hat?
I was in a motor once when I was a teenager. I was with a pal who was pals with this kind of older guy, and we got in his motor, And he says, "Mon, he'll give you a lift up the road." It was a Ford Capri. And he says, "Have you heard the new Michael Jackson album?" And I was like, "Michael Jackson?" And he's stuck on Black or White.
Sorry to interrupt the show, folks.
And
I've got a cracking idea.
like Black or White, and he had like some good stereo, and he's like, "It's pretty good, isn't it?" And I had to go, "Aye, it's good." I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Benny Harvey, R.I.P. Or let's say you're not old enough to get into pubs yet. Let's say
Benny Harvey.
write it on the desk.
Mate, I just made the name up, right?
Compass.
It's just, the joke is just what I'm saying here, but I made the name up, but I had to check online first to see, is there a Benny Harvey?
MySpace.
Because there could be some actor called Benny Harvey that I've never heard. So I checked, couldn't find anybody called Benny Harvey. There's like maybe like one person
But not forgotten.
like mentioned once that nobody really knows. But see, after I did this Benny Harvey thing, everybody jumped on this guy's Bebo page. Guy called Benny Harvey. Guy, like, I think on the picture in his Bebo page, he's like on a kind of dirt bike. He loves biking and all that. I think he's Australian or from New Zealand. And everybody just went like, "Oh, miss you, big man. R.I.P. Really hate it." Everybody, I always thought you were a ball bag, mate, but I suppose it's pretty shite that you're dead. Somebody said. I thought I was a cracker. The guy's not replied. I've looked through all the comments. He's not replied. He might actually be dead.
Was triggered either maliciously or as a practical joke.
Mr. Mulvaney.
Really? Well,
Mr. Mulvaney's in a way sort of
disturbance. Have you caught the fellow?
based on me in a way that even though I'm an adult, I'm grown up, I still just have these wee urges. I was never some kind of, like when you're younger, people knock like a Mars bar or something like that, or they do a bit of
You think I did?
that kind of shoplifting. I never did it. I was always a good wee boy.
Okay, I'll tell you.
But now that I'm older, I just have these wee urges to commit these wee petty wee crimes that are just far too young for me, like graffiti or knocking a
Seriously suggesting that I just
a Twix or something like that.
walk down the corridor
So there's a guy, he's just
for no reason. And then
he's at the top.
to the toilet.
There's a guy at the top,
Good.
and this is what he has to do to entertain himself.
Everyone, I was there.
It's the sort of thing that Alan Sugar should do. You see Alan Sugar, see these millionaires, these billionaires. You see them on the telly and they're always miserable. They're always miserable. They're never happy. And it's because they're missing out on these wee pleasures in life. I wouldn't be surprised if Alan Sugar actually does, maybe now and again, just like knock a wee Twix or something like that. Of course he doesn't. I wouldn't suggest that. That's of course he doesn't. But I would, if I was him. A helicopter at the beginning of Apprentice, he's in a helicopter. I would say, take the helicopter, land it down there, next to that shop, and I would go in, knock a Twix and a Star Bar, go back to the helicopter and go.
Hi, what can I get you?
A round of drinks, please.
Wait, you see Tom's face here when he shouts this. He almost goes squint here with a blast. Look, just look at that, man. His eyes just going.
You in the computers? Are you in the computers, son? Do you work the
Right,
computers?
see this guy here?
Aye.
Well,
I've got this a few times this series. I've called him like Urban Legend Man or something like that.
it's on the
See that part he's coming away with, like, see if we had an extra finger, then we'd be this like 200 years ahead. That's part that used to come for, the guy I said that I based the voice a wee Gary on, the guy who speaks like that, his dad
to begin.
used to always come away with shit like this.
See, by now, we would have had an extra finger.
And even at about 12-year-old, I knew the guy was full of shite. Nice guy and all that, but just, he was actually a bit of a hard man. And he would come away with these idiotic wee, did you know that?
She's just had a 3D scan of her baby. That's amazing, isn't it? The thing is, she's...
All the lads watching this DVD know what I'm talking about here, pretending to listen.
So what I was thinking was maybe
I became a master.
a pram.
A master at this.
Would you think?
I became a master. You learn, you evolve your technique, you make mistakes. Like, you're not listening, and you learn what made her think that I wasn't listening. It's because I wasn't looking at her. You look at your mistakes,
Who's putting their
and then you correct your mistakes. So you watch your telly.
I just look in one.
Then look back and go, aye. Change it now and again. Always go, go, aye, aye. And if you're a lassie, look out for that. Look out for these techniques.
Just keep putting the bin.
Aye, aye.
Do I look like a tramp?
Just the best thing to do if you're a lassie is just always every 30 seconds. Just ask your man.
Are you listening to me?
If you've got a man, will you listen to me? Every 30 seconds, say, repeat back the 30 seconds I just said. Every 30 seconds, do it again. It means it's going to take twice as long to tell your story.
Your refund.
But it's worth it, because if you don't, it's just in one ear and out the other.
I'm supposed to know if it's broken if I can't take it out.
I'm only kidding. That sounds like I'm pure being offensive towards my girlfriend Lynn that I don't listen to her. I do listen. I'm only kidding. I'm only putting on an act. Lynn, if you're watching, I do listen to every single word. Every single word.
You've not been listening to a word I've been saying? No, I was. Aye. No, what have I been saying then?
That's the worst thing you can hear.
No, what?
That's the worst thing you can hear. What was I just saying there?
And she go.
What? What? The best technique is to take offence. What?
You took
Oh, don't Jesus, what?
All right. Oh, is it all right? I don't know. Getting
The best thing I actually do really is actually to listen. For people to listen to other people, but it's just not going to happen. People have all got things in their mind. It's not going to happen. We see this dog here. Do you know? I think this dog looks like, Rod Hall and Emu. He looks like a puppet. Look like an arm's just. There's a guy underneath the basket that's just put the arm up. He looks like a dog. I'm hitting all these 80s references, but I'm sure like some of yous are like 16, haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. But he's like the dog at a Fraggle Rock. See that sound when that goes in? I wanted that specifically. I wanted it to sound like a pencil going into an apple.
Fucking...
DD here, I think DD's my favourite character for the stuff that I've made on it, because he's basically based on me. I know that Mr. Mulvaney's sort of based on, isn't it? But DD, see what he's doing there, that sleeping thing? Sleeping. See, just after school and before I went to college, which was about like 6 months or something, and after I left college, uni, before I actually got a job, that's what I was doing. Not at that level, but just sleeping. Wake up at 2 in the afternoon, back to sleep. Wake up at 7 at night, back to sleep. Just sleep. And one of the side effects of sleeping so much is that I would get these dreams that are quite vivid, but they would become more and more less fantastic. If you know what I mean, they become more and more normal, and I would have dreams about the most normal things, like my pal telling us he was going to dye his hair blonde. I think I had a pal Paul, and I think I went to the pub on the Friday and I said, what happened? I thought you were getting your hair dyed. He's like, what? You're getting your hair dyed blonde? So, no. So you did? Remember you told us? No. I'm like, did I dream that? I used to say that all the time. Did I dream that? And that's sort of based on just sleeping so much, you just don't know if what was real and what isn't.
Watch us.
The music you can hear there is Geronimo's Cadillac by Modern Talking. I'm right into Modern Talking. See, if you watch the pilot, you'll see that there's Modern Talking. That's the kind of the blonde guy and the guy with the long dark hair, then Brother Louie. And see, when I watched that, my girlfriend Lynn went like, come on through, see this thing that's on Top of the Pops too. And I watched this Modern Talking, this 80s band. I was like, this is brilliant. And I got their albums and I got their singles. Amazing. Geronimo's Cadillac, I think, is one of my favourite songs. One of my top 2 songs, man. Love it.
So I phoned my dad.
This actually came from a podcast. Quite a few of these characters came from a podcast, World of Glasgow podcast that I had. And I think in the podcast that lasted for about 20 minutes, that, or maybe like about quarter an hour. I just kind of waffled on, especially with Edie, just talking like that.
No, I'm just
Look at my eyes there, man.
confused, right? Just wanting over up the top.
What has happened to me? Look, above the eyebrows, just like, it's like somebody's just taking a knife and like slash, under the eyebrow, slash, the lid, slash. Look at that. Take a chicken fillet and just slash. Look at it.
What's happened to you, son?
What has happened to you, son? See that voice there? That's me putting a voice on a DD's dad. That's exactly what my dad sounds like.
I could be in trouble with
Try it.
fellas right now and you're just-
Try it. I suppose if you're a lassie, you can actually
Right, cool, right. Just
make yourself sound like your dad, but... What's happened to you, son? That's what my dad sounds like.
Will we know about finishing Cran? I suppose we'll never.
Ah! Here we are on the third part of the New Bird sketch.
Alright. Alright. Where's Sarah? Finished?
Aye.
See these spots?
Is that 'cause you
I can't get rid of these spots. See these spots on the side of my head there on the right hand side of my head right here? I can't get rid of them. That's about a year and a half I've had them. Come and go. Can't get rid of them. They're plukes. They're no like warts or anything like that. They're plukes. Can't get rid of them. You see it throughout the whole series. I just couldn't get shot of them.
He was an old man. Life, life. Let me tell you something about life.
Patronising bastard.
This here, this pyramid of cards, represents something.
See, to film this had to be a kind of one take job. I mean, it's not as if it's a big explosion or anything like that, but somebody had to stack them up.
decades.
And if I accidentally tipped that, oh, you were talking about a good 2 minutes, we'd lose.
There have been people who have hoped you can't do it, but now, with the end in sight, you're going to show them.
Too right.
More importantly, you're
Too
going
right.
to show yourself that if you put your mind to it, when you dare,
See when this,
not only can you,
somebody had to pull the wee leg away, the door leg away here. No, the door leg, the table leg with a wee string. You can't see it, but you might see that I don't actually bump it. Look, somebody had to say, aye, there it is.
and that's
That is life, mate. Here's the cop. Not actually named him, but he's obviously based on the whole kind of maverick cop thing. Like Cobra, Lethal Weapon, they kind of things. An enemy that he's somehow got some kind of magical powers with the ability to transport or... I don't know, something like that. He's like some kind of dream master or something. I don't know what I'd call the enemy. I think I called the enemy Ramirez. Ramirez! That's in the same place that we filmed the Jacqueline sketch earlier in the episode, Cross the Road, where the fight happened. I'm your worstest nightmare! See that part? I got that for that guy. Whose voice was that? He used to say that because he got that for some film. It's amazing how you just copy everybody else's part. There's a game called Striker for the Atari ST that used to start with, "You dare fight me!" And I've based on that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show.
I really hoped that I would get that in that basket. I really did. I think I might get it in. I might get it in, but of course, no. Get it in this time, go on. Oh well, that's us. Finished episode 1, so thanks and hope you watch episode 2. Picture in picture video commentary. Bye. Bye. See ya.